Hey YouTube. So I'm here to talk about Star. Star season 1, episode 3. Okay, so the scene opens with Simone. Simone is the darker skinned sister. She's in the emergency room. Recall last week she had an OD. So they start this episode with her. They're being worked on in the emergency room. I think this stuff is called Narcon, that they hit you in the chest with a needle and all of a sudden you're awake. But before she becomes awake, comes out of this stupor she's in, she has a dream. Her dream is her mother. So we get to meet Star and Simone's mother in this episode in her dream. Now, I don't know. I haven't decided if I like this or not. The way this show is being produced, they have these big dance musical scenes uh, in the middle of the drama. So I mean, they've done this 2 or 3 times, but never so extreme as this. So the justification of this one would be that they're in the dream. So stars in the dream. She's got 5 or 6 stars in there. Same person, different 5 or 6 of her in there in this big musical production they're doing, and the mother, who is blonde and blue, who is adds to the mystery about Star's parentage because her mother is clearly white. Star doesn't look white to me. Even though her skin is white, she looks her features are more African, or could be Latin, more likely Latin. But I'm guessing the guy who is their manager, his name is pronounced uh, Hirel. I think I'm not getting the name right yet. Anyway, I'm suspecting that because he knew the manager knew her mother and Colada, so Colada would know the truth. So at some point we may find out that that's his father. Star just doesn't look. She doesn't look white to me, like she has 2 white parents. Anyway, let me not digress. Okay, so this big elaborate scene where they're all together. Okay, so she comes out at the end of the song. They hit her with this Narcon with a needle in her chest, and she pops awake. All right, so usually that stuff is used for heroin addiction, I think, but maybe it's any opiate overdose. Okay, then there's the next scene is they're in this club. They know this record producer is in this club. Alex knows that this the record producer knows her father and has worked with her father. So they show up in this club. Now, here's something else that's confusing to me about Star. All right, they're making her a very sexual type person. I mean, some of her behavior, when they come to this club, she starts grinding up against this dude, this hip hop type dude who's dancing on the dance floor. She's backing her booty up into him. And so far, most of the men who are introduced, she flirts with them, or she tries to get her way by her sex appeal. So that character's got to be fleshed out a lot more because she's not coming across all that likable, really. Anyway, so they go in there, and as I said, this producer, he's a hip hop producer. He has worked with Alex's father before. She says she's doing her own thing now, and she wants his help to produce this demo. Okay, and so Star butts in. Star is portrayed as an aggressive type person, at least as far as anything to do with their careers. And because he said he has to leave town the next day, she says, "Okay, we can do it tomorrow before you leave," and he agrees to do that. So now they got this big producer in on making the demo. Okay, okay. So the next scene is so Carlotta. She's played by Queen Latifah. Carlotta is in this relationship with the pastor of this church. Now, nothing indicates he's not a married man, so perhaps he's just a single pastor and she's the head of the music department for the church. So not necessarily wrong, I guess. They don't show them fornicate. They certainly show them kissing in this though. I think Tyrese is good in this role. There was another actor, and I'm not sure if it was him or someone who looked a lot like him and spoke a lot like him in a scene of The Sopranos where he played a priest. So here he's wearing a collar. So he's a pastor, but Anyway, he fits the role well. I think he's good in that. So anyway, they kiss. They have this passionate kiss. So there's definitely something going on between Carlotta and this pastor. Now, that's the other thing about Miss Starr, but about her flirting. I don't Promiscuous people. They just don't work well for me. I think in fiction, people, at least for me, I like to see relationships. Relationships. Someone is into someone else. You know, they like each other, or there's a love story behind. Even if it's recessive, like most of the characters, you know, they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something. But just going around and just fucking everybody, taking your panties off for anybody you want to get something out of. It doesn't play well in fiction to me because it doesn't make the character sympathetic to me. Just my opinion. But to start, that big football player who is fine blonde man. He is interested in Miss Starr, although I don't know why, because she had not said one nice thing to him. I mean, she does a little flirtatious, sexy type thing, but so far she's not just giving us a lot of personality to love. So, but anyway, he likes her. So, football player, he comes to try to find her. You know, so I guess that's her love interest. Although they still, you know, they always make it where they don't like each other at first, and then you know he's got to chase her a bit and things like that. Anyway, so the football player, he comes to the salon looking for her. Okay, this trans girl. Now I don't know the trans girl's name. I don't remember what her name is. Carlotta's daughter used to be her son. Carlotta's having still struggling with referring to him as a her, although she is total fish. In fact, I know a lot of trans girls in my travels, in my time, and she's one of the best. So she's totally fish, but she still has a wee wee. So she now tells her mother that she's going to have the surgery and get the bottom done. That means she's going to have her penis removed or converted into a vagina. She's been saving up for it. She got $10,000 towards her vagina. Uh, Carlotta is not. You know, they're having vaginas here in California. I don't know if it's a national thing or not, but girls can get that done on Medi-Cal. It's a recent phenomenon, but a couple of girls that I know have had it done. So anyway, she should. She's all woman. Maybe she was just born with too many hormones or whatever situation was. That is a woman. She's actually one of the best looking girls in the thing. So she tells her mother that um, Carlotta's character is not even really is not a distinct character. You know, like in Empire we had Cookie, and Cookie had a distinct personality. She grabbed you. You know who Miss Cookie was. She knows who he was. Carlotta is more kind of a passive type personality, and so these characters are going to have to be developed a little more, I think, or we have to watch it longer. It's not that it's a bad show, nothing wrong with the show, but uh, Star's character and also Carlotta's character can use some improvement, in my opinion. Okay, trans girl Alex. Okay, Star Alex. Okay, so Star. Okay, so now after this girl has this, after the girl ODs Simone, they put her in the psych ward. They wanted to determine if this was a suicide attempt or just accidental OD. But they're not letting her go. They're keeping her in the psych ward. So Star comes up with an idea. She is going to break the girl out of this psych ward because she needs her to sing the next day. Seems a little insensitive to me. You claim to love your sister so much, yet you want to break her out of the psych ward where you don't even know what's going on with her yourself. But she comes up with a plan. I don't know what the situation is. First, Star, she goes and get Alex. Alex is fucking the I'll be sure lookalike. Oh, that's kind of nice. Last week I said there was a character in there that reminded me a lot of his 80s star, and I think his name is Albie Shore. But I say he looked a lot like him. He reminded me of him. Well, it turns out that is his son, so he should look like him. Anyway, they're in there screwing. So Alex and him are having a sexual relationship. Star comes and gets her, and then she, for some reason, she throws a brick through Carlotta's window. I don't understand that part at all. Carlotta's still at the hospital apparently when this brick is thrown through the window. When her daughter is telling her that she's having this bottom surgery. So they rush back, and now they got all these police and all this stuff because somebody threw a rock through the window. I mean, like that's something. Somebody broke a window. What the hell is that? That doesn't make any sense. Unless she just wanted to get, maybe she wanted to get Carlotta out of the hospital, maybe so she could break this girl out. I don't know. Anyway, to me, the brick through the window doesn't make any sense. It's not connected to anything. But I don't want to appear to be negative. I did enjoy the show. So they go to break her out, and now they have another one of these scenes. Remember how I told you about these scenes where they have these big musical productions where like everybody, the waiter, all the doctors singing and all that. Well, they have one of these when they're breaking her out of the nut ward. Okay, so that means all like they're singing this song, and then all of the orderlies and nurses, they're all singing along in the song. And then so it's not in reality, obviously. But then they leave the song and go back to the drama. It's not a smooth transition. I really don't understand that. I know Tyler Perry used to have all the music mixed in with his plays, but not these big productions. It's workable in the dream sequence because anything can happen in a dream. You can dream anything. I have some wild ones myself. But for her to be breaking somebody out of the nut ward, and then all of a sudden they're in this big production where the nurses and everybody's clapping, they're all dancing. And I don't know. They've done it in the first two episodes also, where you didn't really know what was going on, or are we in a song, are we in a dream, or what? How are we doing this? He's just throwing it in there. All right, this is what it is. Okay, so the guy, Harrell, I guess his name is pronounced Harrell, the manager. Okay, he's mixed up in some kind of smuggling ring. He's been smuggling stuff. I guess it was dope at first, but his boss now, or the people he works for doing this drug smuggling, have smuggled all of these Mexican girls across the border. So he goes to make his drop or pick up, I guess, from this van driver. He opens the back, and the van driver opens the back of the truck, and the truck is full of young girls. He's not down with this, but I guess these people he's working for are dangerous. So he has to fake. He wants to let these girls go. So he has to fake like he got jumped on, and they got released. So he goes to the football player. The football player and him are good friends. Had the football player rough his face up, smack the shit out of him, things like that. He does wallop his ass too. Okay, so the football player bangs his face up a little bit so he can claim these girls just got away. All right, so he does have some bit of a heart. He wouldn't just do anything. All right, so let's move on to this. They're recording now. They're in the recording to do this demo. They've got this big producer. His name is Big Daddy or something like that. Big Daddy I think is his name. Anyway, he's got the girls in this recording studio. They're making the music. It's a good song. Music is good. But Carlotta breaks in the sound booth where they keep the mixers. She breaks in there and tells them to stop recording. Explains to them this girl is underage and that there's going to be trouble. And so the guy, they just stop for a minute, letting them kind of argue a little bit. And then Simone come up there and tell me she can smoke weed if she wants to, and she can kill herself if she wants. Well, as soon as she said, "I can kill myself if I want to," well, that was it. The guy, the producers, packed their shit and left. They said, "Oh, too much drama." And nobody want to try and get involved in no suicides and nothing like that. So it's over. They kill the recording. All right. Okay, so Simone and Carlotta, Simone tells Carlotta about her circumstances, about how she got involved in drugs, and about this molestation, what she was putting up with, when she was in foster care. And all right, so of course now this manager he keeps trying to tell Star that she'd do better without the girls. So he wants to dump the other girls. Now we don't know because the show is called Star and the girl is called Star. So maybe, and really the black girl is her primary thing is not being a singer, is being a songwriter and arranger and producer. So it may be that's the direction we're going to. But for right now, they're still a group, and Star will not. She refuses to record or do anything without her sister and Alex. They're a group, but he keeps pushing the issue, bringing it up. Okay. So the big thing at the end, once again, they record the demo in the psych ward. So they break back into the psych ward. And I hope I'm not mixing this thing up where the big dance thing was in this scene. Or was it in both scenes? I don't know. It could be just in this scene. Anyway, in the psych ward, they go to record the demo there. And so all the nurses, all the orderlies, everybody's dancing. They're all swinging around in their mops and whatever they're doing. They're making this demo. I don't know why they couldn't just get the girls together and sing and make the demo and let us see it in real time. But for some reason, they want to go off on these sequences in these big, elaborate, choreographed dance routines. So this is a wallop. Song is good. I like this. I like the music in this thing. And so at the end, the closing scene, what it was supposed to be the cliffhanger. One of the girls from the van, the Mexican girl, she's a little older than the other girls. She seems to be their leader, their spokesperson. She knocks on, is it Leo? The manager's door. He opens the door and that's the end of the scene. So, all in all, I still like the show. I mean, I like the show. Star's character, I don't like her trying to fuck everybody. She's a 17-year-old girl. I'm just not comfortable with. I mean, why are they walking in all these nightclubs and grinding on these grown ass men? And so I'm not sure that I can appreciate that part of it. I'd rather her just fall in love with the football player or something, or fall in love with somebody, anybody. It don't make no difference. But just to be a tramp, I don't think that's very good fiction. Okay, so I got through it. I try to keep it within 15 minutes. You guys seem to like shorter. So I went over a little bit. So anyway, maybe I'll do better next week. All right, later.